They are making a difference on 938 Live.
Homegrown artist Alecia Neo will be showcasing her work Unseen as part of Sensorium 360 Degrees. It's an interactive exhibition of contemporary Asian art that reveals the complexity of the human senses. In Unseen, Alecia reveals a series of braille drawings she collaborated with sight-impaired individuals to produce, such that they can be seen in the dark.
Well, the process started in 2012. I was doing an art residency in Taipei with the Bamboo Curtain Studio.
Mm-hmm.
So during this time, I was developing some work where I started thinking about the kinds of communities that I wanted to work with. And I've always been very motivated to sort of uplift the image of the underdog, because I see individuals as possessing much more potential and possibilities than they are commonly perceived to. So then I started thinking about, as a visual artist, what would it be like to work in the absence of sight? So then during my residency program, I had the really good opportunity to work with an organization called Aimang, and they basically take care of visually impaired clients.
Mm-hmm.
So I developed a one-on-one photography workshop for a group of participants who are either totally blind or they have some form of visual impairment. So I encourage them to explore their self-identity while learning to use photography as a method of seeing, and to allow them to engage the public in dialogue about disability.
So how did they interact with the camera and capture what they wanted to capture?
During the workshop, we used a lot of different techniques. We used light painting in a studio setting. But for the work that I'm showing at Singapore Art Museum, I'm showing the work where they actually were given instant cameras, a 35mm instant camera with exactly 36 frames. So when they were given this camera, they were told specifically that, okay, they have 36 shots and they need to tell a story with these pictures. So each of them had a very different, they brought in very different experiences into it. Some of them photographed their journeys home, while some of them are a bit more conceptual about how they wanted to represent themselves. So yeah, a lot of them, they use sound as a method of deciding which areas to photograph, or with because usually I will be accompanying them for their shoots as well. So I could maybe describe the environment to them, and they would also take photos depending on how the spaces made them feel.
So with these photos, how did the braille drawings come together?
I would say it came about during the process of the workshop, because when we wanted to explain to the participants about the photos that they were taking, we recognized that, okay, I could do it through audio, by description. But I also wanted them to have an idea of where the different objects were on a 2D surface. Because when the pictures are presented to them, it is a 2D form. So then it really developed in discussion with the participants. They were saying that, okay, if I could have this form elevated, I could have a sense of where it is in the photograph. So that was how it kind of started. And then when I came back to Singapore, I started to work with the Singapore Association for the Visually Handicapped. And together with them, we also talked about how photographs could be interpreted in tactile form. So that was how the installation developed.
Awesome. Now, what do you hope audiences can take away from the work?
Well, I think that central to the artwork is really the key message I think I would like to say to everyone is that people are more alike than we believe to be true. So in some ways, the work is trying to reveal certain existing misperceptions in society. And I think through re-representing these stories on blindness from these real people, from these individuals, hopefully, it will shed some light on how they perceive the world. Because some of the themes that they talk about are ideas on love. They also talk about family. They also talk about how different spaces make them feel. And I think this is something that, the audience can connect with as well.
Alecia Neo talking about her work Unseen as part of Sensorium 360 Degrees. Sensorium 360 Degrees will run from tomorrow, 31st of July, till the 22nd of October at the Singapore Art Museum. This has been They Are Making a Difference. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daphne Lim.
They are making a difference on 938 Live.